Today, we're going to be ranking the most attractive male archetypes from max appeal all the way down to unattractive.
The first one is the festival bro. Now this can work really well for various different reasons,
And especially in Australia right now, this is the meta. And it can work in a lot of other countries as well. And I'm also going to say, for a lot of these archetypes, it's massively location dependent, actually mostly location dependent. For example, the surfer bro wouldn't work in a country town.
So as a festival goer, you're most likely going to be getting with festival girls or girls that are in that scene, and you're going to be attracting people that are into that kind of stuff, which is very degenerate. But once again, you're a degenerate, so what does it matter? I mean, yeah, it's going to work very well.
Yeah, it's going to attract a certain kind of woman.
There are massive points taken away because this isn't a long-term strategy. This isn't a long-term archetype you can realistically stick to. You're not going to be 50, 60 years old, still doing ketamine on the weekends and going crazy at raves. So I'm going to put this into...
attractive.
Yeah.
Motorbike riders. I have seen dirty comment sections on videos of muscular guys riding motorbikes.
This works well because bike riders are associated with risk. It's very easy to wrap yourself around a pole as a bike rider, and women love that.
Once again, it's a load of fun. They will want to hop on the bike and go for a ride with you. I personally just don't want to be meat on wheels, so I'll never buy a motorbike. For appeal, I've got to put this straight into max appeal.
100%.
I mean, if you got the physique to match and you look good while riding it, bro, you're farming.
The country guy. Now, this is very location dependent, but there is a caveat where if you are the cowboy, so to speak, in like a city town or just somewhere that's not sort of western or like outback, you are going to stand out in a really good way because there's a fuck ton of mystery.
This is a very masculine archetype, but it also signals capability because there's a lot of work involved in being a farmer. I've personally worked on farms and I know it's a fuck ton of work. And if you have the physique to match it, this just fits the bill in terms of appeal. I'm going to put this into massive appeal.
It has to go into massive appeal. Hyper masculine, Wes Watson, trend up kind of guy. You will see these guys, they're usually bald with beards because of all the testosterone they're blasting. This is just not the play if you're trying to attract women that realistically we want to attract. This really just attracts other chicks that are on steroids. I mean, you'll see it all the time. Because they're doing trend, their partner selection is very questionable, and you'll often see them with chicks 6% body fat with a ginormous chin.
The only other kind of women you'd probably attract would be like older women,
Yeah.
because you look about 45. So, I mean, if that's what you want, go ahead. But for most guys, you don't want to be leaning this masculine. It is kind of just male gaze. I'm just going to put this into unattractive.
And by the way, the full guide to building an attractive AAA physique alongside the most attractive archetype for yourself that serves you in the best way, go to that first link in the description. It's truly our life's work. Trust me, you want to be in there.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get laid, bro, it's literally a cheat code. The surf guide, this works amazing in surfer towns. Obviously, it fits the bill.
I've said in a few videos now, if you live in a place that is heavily dominated by a certain archetype, lean into that and lean into it as much as you can, because women love putting you in a category, and if they can't definitively put you in a category, they just don't want to fuck with you because they don't really know your vibe. You could be weird. If you look like the surfer guy, you're the surfer guy, and that's it.
And I don't know about you, but beach blondes, you're attracting the right kind of woman as well. And it's a perfect excuse to take your shirt off if you've got a good physique, which if you're watching this channel, you should have one by now. I'm going to put this into massive appeal or max appeal.
You know, I put it in max appeal. Not only that, but because being a surfer will build you a good, nice tan physique. You're always in the sun. It's a very healthy lifestyle. You're going to attract healthy women, healthy, blonde, beautiful women. The car guy. I think a lot of car guys think it's going to get them laid more than it actually does. And then they end up just smashing the women that have been smashed by all the car guys. But it really depends on the car. Like if you've got a really nice car, yes, that's going to help you, but then you don't really know whether she likes you or just what you have to offer. Being a car guy intuitively means you are masculine, and it means that you are capable, you can work on cars. Yes, it is attractive in that sense, but I don't think it's going to get you as good results as you think it is.
I think the key here is to not think the car will attract the woman, because the woman doesn't give a fuck, but it's fitting the bill in terms of looking kind of like a car guy, the shirt around the back, shirt off, working on the engine, that kind of thing. They love that. They don't necessarily care about your riced up Honda. I'm just going to put it into can work.
It's also the experience you can provide by having a nice car or four-wheel drive or whatever. It's the experience that you can provide with being that archetype.
The new money Dubai Iman Gadji archetype. This is great for attracting gold diggers in Dubai, and it's good for attracting maybe long-term partners. But for short-term partners, I wouldn't say there's that much appeal. You don't look like a bad idea, which you kind of want to be a bad idea if you're optimizing specifically just I don't know, for a lay count.
Yeah, once again, this is going to attract you a very high quality woman. It's going to be harder to vet whether she actually really loves you or just what you have to offer once again. And like Will said, you're not really giving off like that bad boy kind of energy unless you're doing it in the right way and you've actually built the max appeal physique and you have a max appeal kind of look.
It's a safe bet. I'll put it into attractive.
Yeah.
The construction worker, or in Australia, the tradie. So this is location dependent because in Australia, being a tradie, it has massive appeal. Chicks like to see guys working hard, but I think in other countries, like in America, it's not seen as like a prestigious thing to do. Like construction, it's more seen as just like bottom of the barrel labor.
And I just know when I had my high vis on, especially after going to the gym, you would get looks after looks. It was just a great look in general, especially if you're in shape and you wear a shirt that fits you in the right way, bro. I'm telling you, it's game over.
I was going to put it into massive appeal, but that's honestly just biased because I live in Australia. I'm just going to put it into attractive.
Next, we have being like the rock star, sort of emo alternative looking guy, the bad boy, sort of mentally fucked up, mentally deranged. This is a very sort of immature look. It's going to attract you big booty goth mummies. It's going to attract you women that have had no father figure in their life. It's going to attract you all the wrong kind of women. But I mean, if you're amongst the mentality of pussy is pussy, then, you know, it's going to do exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, you're going after a niche demographic there. I don't know how good your quality of life is, but I've got to put it into massive appeal.
Yeah, it has to go in massive appeal. And if you build a very good physique as well and you get jacked and you've also got the tattoos, things of that nature, that's when you really get bumped up, and I'd almost put it into max appeal. The frat boy. Now this is definitely going to work if you're looking to get with women that are trying to study in college that have, you know, long distance boyfriends.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of these guys do just kind of look like wankers. But I mean, they get results, and that's simply just because of exposure therapy. They're always at like parties and around a bunch of women. So it's going to get you results via the lifestyle, but the archetype itself is not what's getting the results, I don't think.
I mean, I've lived this lifestyle as well, right? Drinking every weekend, getting fucked up, and you get with a bunch of low quality women. It works because, I mean, you're just around a bunch of low quality women who have no standards. It's going to work. I mean, for that very thing, but it's not really a long-term strategy.
And I can't really say it's got appeal or it's attractive. So I'm just going to put to can work. The zesty archetype. I had to include this simply because it could even just be a viable strategy. I mean, if you want to make it to the girl's sleepover.
Yeah, I mean, I've known a lot of gay men in my life, and I know 100% of them have never cracked a man. Like, I used to press them about it too. I'm like, bro, I know what you're doing, bro. I know. I mean, if you're going this far just to get some play, I mean, yeah, it's not really the strategy, but yeah, I mean, gay guys get women because they're essentially women, right?
I'm just going to put this into can work. Old money, Euro style sort of archetype. This is very attractive to the attractive women as well.
This is honestly how I would be dressing when you go out to different countries, like you travel around Europe or you go anywhere really. It's very universal, right? You can go to the beach in a button up. You could also go get something to eat. You could go get street food. You could go to the beach. You can do all that stuff and wear this and look great.
I think as well, you get the higher quality women as well. You won't have those like, I don't know, one night stands with the low quality chicks because you don't look like that much of a bad option. You look like a safe bet. You look like a guy that knows what he's doing. But I'm just going to have to put this into max appeal.
Next, we have streetwear. I think this is a very good look, especially for the younger demographic. You look stylish, you look cool, you look like, you know, you're just a cool guy, right? The main objective here is to just not look like a creep. It's to have one definitive style that they can categorize you with. You know, whether that's, you know, the streetwear guy, just a cool, I know it sounds cringe, but like a cool archetype where they can definitively put you into a category.
There's not much to be said because a lot of these other archetypes could be wearing streetwear. It's a safe bet. I'm just going to put into attractive.
The outdoors guy, the guy that likes to solo travel, the guy that likes to just travel around with his dog or go outside or go for nature walks on the weekend.
I got to put this straight to max appeal.
Especially if you've got a very good physique. Women just want to be a part of that lifestyle. Women just want to have fun. They want to travel. They want to be with a guy that's going to commit to them and they travel and do all that kind of stuff.
The run club hybrid athlete archetype. This has become very popular lately.
If your girlfriend goes to run clubs, it's time to wrap it up, little bro.
Yeah, I mean, this is also a very safe bet. I think it's got a lot of crossover with some of the other archetypes, like the new money guys.
You're going to be in very good shape as well. You're going to probably have the AAA physique, very lean, aesthetic, tanned.
And you're literally hanging around high quality women as well. So life's going to be very easy. So I'm going to put it into massive appeal.
Next, we have the gamer. Yeah, this just really isn't the play. You can be a gamer without being the gamer, right? You know, everyone plays games these days. But if you are the gamer, where you're talking about games, yeah, it's finished for you, bro. It's time to just stay in there and never come out.
I mean, they've done studies on the most attractive hobbies for men, and video games was literally the worst. It was the most unattractive hobby. So I'm gonna put it straight to unattractive. The rapper, hoodlum. Usually this isn't an archetype by choice. It's just sort of a cultural thing where you grew up. But I mean, this is the pinnacle of looking like a bad option and looking like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean, this will work. You've got eshays in Australia, roadmen in the UK. You've got, like, I don't know, gangsters in America. You know, they're all kind of the same. I grew up in the hood. You know, I was a bit of an eshay growing up as well, just because that's who I was hanging around, and that's sort of, it was the culture, right?
But I think sort of the high quality women kind of see them as like a joke and like a bit childish.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put into can work.
Yeah, if you're doing this whole eshay or gangster thing past the age of like 16, you're just a wanker, bro. You're not tough. You're not cool. You're just a fucking loser.
I know the objections here. You're saying all these rappers get a bunch of women and it works for them. And that's because they're rappers. It's because of clout. It's because of status. The boxer or the fighter sort of archetype. Now, I think guys think that this will do a lot more for them in terms of women than it really does. Let's be honest, we're not doing it for women. I train boxing and it's got nothing to do with women. But, you know, it is an archetype because a lot of guys do make it their whole lifestyle.
I'd say this is a very good thing to be doing if you want long-term success. Them knowing that you are very capable and you could pretty much just pump anyone that would try and harm you or your girl, they find that very attractive, and they almost need to know that to feel 100% safe and secure. And if you can make them feel very safe and secure, you can hold them down forever, realistically.
I will say this though, they don't think about it deep enough to know that a boxer is more capable than just someone with muscles. Honestly, you give off the exact same sort of protective vibe just having muscles as you do if you're actually a trained boxer, because they don't really know or care. And I'm saying that as someone who's been training boxing for over 2 years now. Once they get to know you and they know that, oh yeah, your skill set is actually far above everyone else, it's a plus. But leaning into the archetype doesn't do much more than just being in shape. So I'm just going to put this into attractive.
Yeah. Next, we have the gym guy, which is probably most of you. The gym guy, yeah, definitely works, but we talk about it in every single video. Don't lean too far into it. Don't become a gym cell. Don't be the guy that just lives in the gym. All he talks about is fucking protein powder. They don't really care about your bench press. They don't care how much you can bicep curl. They just care about what you look like.
I mean, this works great if you're trying to get with gym girls. But you know what we say about gym girls?
You don't want to get with the gym girls. You'll learn. However, the massive elephant in the room is that your physique you get from going to the gym will attract you a lot of women. And in fact, we mainly talk about that on this channel. It's leveraging your physique for real world results, because I myself have built a physique and transformed like my dating life and my whole life in general because of it, right? So I think the byproduct of you being the gym guy, that's max appeal, beyond max appeal, right? It'll set you up for life. However, the actual archetype itself, they would rather you be born with that physique than you have to go out and work for it, because they're after genetics at the end of the day. They want to give the best genetics to their offspring. So they'd rather not know that you built your physique. In fact, they'd rather you just be born with it.
Yeah, I'm still going to put it into attractive though.
Lastly, we have the bodybuilder. Unless you're trying to attract bodybuilder chicks, it's really not the play in terms of trying to build appeal.
I mean, none of them are doing it for women, though. I will say that. I know they're not trying to do it for women. They generally have goals in bodybuilding.
I mean, yeah, most chicks just don't really want to be a part of this guy's life because they sort of know what it entails. And I mean, you as a bodybuilder, you have to be so committed to your goals. You have to be so regimented. You can't go out and eat bullshit food. You know, it's very non-conducive to building a lifestyle that chicks actually want to be a part of, which is the main downfall of this archetype.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to put this into unattractive. Unless you have status because you were super successful in bodybuilding, like someone like Chris Bumstead.
Yeah.
But even then, man.
Once again, if you want to build the most attractive archetype for yourself and you just want to build the AAA physique, you want the diet plans and the customized training plans to suit your life, what we have for you, what we've built for you in that first link in the description is truly a life's work, and it's going to transform your entire life. Guys are making transformations all the time. This is truly the most insane fitness product that any YouTuber or fitness influencer has made, right? We have spent years and years trying to learn this stuff so that we can give you guys the most value possible.
And we even go into not just building the archetype, but what to do once you've built the archetype, all the way from posting it on Instagram, taking the right photos, getting to a date, and doing everything after that. So, I mean, it's the full transformation system inside there. That is the first link in the description. Once again, I will say before I wrap this up, this is massively location and situation dependent. These archetypes can all work. in different scenarios, except being a gamer.
Yeah, pretty much, man. And I mean, you kind of build your own archetype anyway, and then you can sort of work out where you kind of sit, and you'll probably naturally fall into your own archetype that's sort of a little bit like this one or this one. Just whatever works for you, man.
Yeah, as long as it's not super performative and it's not like outside of what you actually are, because at the end of the day, they are seeking congruency. And if you can't be congruent with an archetype, like if you literally sit inside and play video games all day, you're trying to do the outdoorsman or the surfer archetype, they'll see straight through it.
That's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
Peace.